Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I wanted to discuss a fun little topic with you all regarding the Division 3. This is an idea for a faction that I think many of us have had for a long time, probably even before the Division 2 released, and one that we've never gotten. My friend and I kind of roughly theorized this faction up a while ago, and so I thought it would be fun to do a video just outlining that idea, because as I said, a lot of people have suggested something similar over the years, and I think it would be really neat to see something similar to this in the Division 3, or maybe even the Division Heartland, who knows. So without further ado, let's get into it. The basic premise of this faction is a crazed and insane cult. As I said, this is an idea that many of you have put forward over the years, but one we've never truly gotten. Now, I'm sure some of you may say, what about the Outcasts? To which I'd say, the Outcasts aren't not a cult, but they're not really a cult in the sense that I think a lot of us would, say when we want a cult faction. I think the Division is a perfect game and setting to see a cult that's more sinister than outright militant, which is kind of what the Outcast turned into, I feel like. There's a lot of possibilities to develop a firm ideology for this cult to be trying to uphold, and then you could try to portray the various rituals, sacrifices, and overall practices in creative and disturbing ways that would fit right in with the tone of the Division world that we're used to. Like I said, the Outcasts are technically cult-like, but their defining trait is basically just that they're crazy, and I think there's a lot of room to introduce a group that is crazy, like most cults are, but have a much more defined goal and objective as a group, whereas the Outcast motives seem to get a little bit murky as time goes on. Sometimes they want to do diabolical things to civilians, sometimes they want to get revenge on those who trapped them on Roosevelt Island, and most of the time they're just following whatever orders Emmeline gives them. So I want to lay out the idea for a legitimately deadly and disturbing cult faction. Let's dive into it. The very first thing I want to start with is the color scheme and overall mood of the faction. If I can find this picture online, I'm going to put it up on screen right now, but there was this kind of hidden spot you could find in the Division 1. I want to say it was in the West Side Piers once those came out. Where it looked like a ritual or sacrifice kind of deal had gone down. There was like a ring of candles in front of, I want to say, a big mirror. There was a pool of blood in the center of the ring, and the whole room had a dark crimson red coloring to it. And this is the exact kind of aesthetic that I think would be really cool for this type of a faction to embody. Have their more basic units or troops dress in dark red maroon robes, have maybe a sinister looking, type of mask on, and then the heavier units and snipers could get more tactical getups, but keep the same maroon red color scheme. So that's the overall theme. Now let's talk the name and motivation. I would name this faction the Harbingers, or for more elaboration, the Harbingers of the Green Poison. And as the name would suggest, I would base their primary motivations on the belief that the green poison was necessary and was an evolutionary event for the human race. Perhaps more importantly, that they believed the first wave of it didn't do enough, and that now they need to enact its second coming. Unlike with the Outcasts, where Emmeline was just kind of this random figure, I would make the Harbingers' true leader the green poison itself. I think it'd be really cool if they treated the virus like some sort of godly figure, and that all of their rituals and sacrifices and overall actions are to please and uphold the power of this god. There have been sketches of the green poison across Division 1 and 2. Usually it's like a skull with X-marked eyes, or at least that's the symbol for the people who've been killed by the green poison. And so some sort of stylized version of this as the Harbinger's logo would be really neat. And they can still have a leader for you to try and take down, but I think it would be cool if that person pretended to be some sort of manifestation or speaker for the green poison itself. That would be really neat, in my opinion. Having them wear, some sort of Purge-style mask that mimics the green poison and Harbinger logo, like that could be pretty cool and pretty menacing. So yeah, I don't have too much else to say. Honestly, this is just a neat little idea that I wanted to share with you all. I think having the green poison as the overall motivator for a cult-like faction would be pretty neat. Maybe their candle circle type rituals involve finding a host who has the green poison within them, and then the ritual involves extracting the blood or other internal body parts that are, graced with the poison in their minds. It would be really sadistic, really messed up, but I think that's the kind of stuff that makes the Division so unique, and I think the inclusion of the Harbingers of the Green Poison or some similar cult-like faction would make for an even more interesting The Division 3 game. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. Let me know your thoughts for my idea of this type of faction potentially making an appearance in The Division 3, as well as if there's any other factional archetypes or specific ideas for ones that you think would also be cool to include in future Division entries. But I think that's going to do it for this little discussion video, everyone. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.